Thank you, Sue, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Today we're going to cover some new items that we launched in the second quarter. A couple of them were in the first quarter. So we're going to go over our new prebiotic Bifido boost. We have our probiotic 10 plus Bifido boost. We have a new organic monk fruit, a Slender sticks, which is a coconut water, a bug ban essential oil, organic grapeseed oil, as well as organic castor oil. Castor seed oil comes from the seed. Okay, so we're going to start with our Bifido boost, and you see our label here. We're going to just kind of cover a bit about this. So this is a prebiotic that feeds and encourages the growth of existing probiotic bifidobacterium in the gut, particularly the large intestines, aka the colon. So you'll see our serving size is 1 teaspoon, which is providing 1,550 milligrams of xylo-oligosaccharides. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. That is XOS. This is from trademarked Pretex X prebiotic complex here. All right. So the major ingredient in XOF, this is a oligosaccharide made up of xylose units. Most consumers are familiar with FOS. This is a little bit different. So probiotics are selective and they can be targeted to benefit specific types of microorganisms. In this case, we are specifically targeting bifidobacterium. Prebiotics help to shift the population of existing intestinal bacteria toward a healthier composition. So that's kind of the gist of what this formula is. We're specifically targeting our bifidobacteria in the large intestines, and we want to shift our balance into a more healthier composition. Okay, so this is actually a study. Laboratory and clinical studies have demonstrated that the Pretex X XOS specifically promotes the growth of beneficial bacteria. Furthermore, and this is important, it does not support the growth of undesirable microorganisms that could normally be found in the GI, such as E. coli. In this study, you actually see individuals, this is compared to placebo, taking 1,400 milligrams actually of the Pretex XOS or the placebo, and this was based on 8 weeks, 10 weeks, and then 2 weeks after the end of supplementation, and you do see an increase, obviously, in the bifidobacterium count by taking the Pretex. All right, so while probiotic supplements have shown to be beneficial, it is important to feed our existing bacteria. Keep in mind that our gut houses trillions of microflora and comprise 500 to 1,000 species. We simply cannot get all of those probiotics from a probiotic supplement. So I want to repeat that. Our gut houses trillions of microflora and comprise of 500 to 1,000 species. Okay, our gut barrier. So this is just another image of our gut barrier. Our gut barrier is a lining that covers our full intestinal tract here that is protecting us. It allows nutrients to get in through the intestinal lining while keeping other things that should not get into our bloodstream out. And we need to make sure that we are maintaining that barrier, and that's where probiotics come in. So we want to make sure that we're feeding those beneficial bacteria. I do want to just kind of go over a little bit on bifidobacteria in general. Bifidobacterium are typical gut inhabitants and represent non-motile, non-sporulating, non-gas producing, and having the ability to directly break down starches for energy. Bifidobacterium produce metabolites that directly feed the cells that line the colon. The cells lining the intestines require a large amount of energy to function properly and to be able to turn over efficiently and in a healthy manner. And that's important. Recent research is suggesting a relationship between healthy gut bifidobacterium populations and weight management. Although, keep in mind, more research needs to be conducted. This could be related to the metabolites bifidobacteria produce, which includes conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA, most of us are familiar with. Bifidobacteria aid in the synthesis of B vitamins and vitamin K in the intestines. Bifidobacterium supports the body's natural immune response. They support bacterial balance, which also aids in the regulation of the production of histamine. Bifidobacteria produce acetic acid and lactic acids, which aid in the regulation of intestinal pH. Acetic acid supports a healthy intestinal immune function. Obviously, we know acetic acid can be consumed in vinegar, most commonly apple cider vinegar, but it is absorbed through the digestion and does not reach the large intestines. So to gain the benefit from acetic acid in the large intestines, it is important to increase the population of acetic acid producing bifidobacteria in the large intestines. Lactic acid aids in the absorption of calcium and other minerals in the small intestines, as well as supporting healthy vaginal pH and supporting immune function in the large intestines. So I hope you can understand the vast importance of bifidobacterium. We need to have that, and as I said, we cannot get all of our probiotics from a supplement alone. We need to feed our current probiotics so that they can grow and thrive and reproduce in our gut. Okay, so we are going to recap. XOS is corn derived via an enzyme hydrolysis blended with corn maltodextrin. This is non-GMO project verified, and you will find the logo, the non-GMO project logo, on our label. This is halal as well as kosher certified. This is not manufactured with wheat, gluten, soy, milk, egg, fish, shellfish, peanuts, or tree nuts. This is vegan friendly. Our suggested dose is adults and children ages 4 and up to take 1 level teaspoon daily, mixed in water or other beverage, or you can even put it in food. It is not heat sensitive, so you don't have to store it in the refrigerator. That's fine. 1 teaspoon provides 1,550 milligrams of the Pretext XOS. It has a mild sweet taste to it, just so you're aware. It is not real strong, so you may not even notice it, but some more sensitive taste buds might. And it mixes really easy. So easy to take, feed those beneficial bacteria in the colon. So, all right, that is the Bifido Boost. And now we are going to move on to the Probiotic 10 and Bifido Boost formula together. Of course, this provides everything that I just talked about with the Bifido Boost. The formula provides 1,000 milligrams per 3 capsules of the Pretext Bifido Boost, along with our 25 billion cultures of Probiotic 10 formula. Our Probiotic 10 formula, by the way, we sell obviously in 25 billion capsule, 50 billion capsule. We sell that as a 100 billion capsule. We also have our Probiotic 10 formula in our children's or adults also are berry docilus formulas, the chewable ones, and we also have them in pixie sticks as well as a loose powder. It is by far our most popular probiotic blend. So adding the Bifido Boost, the Pretex XOS, along with it just makes sense. It just makes sense to take them together. So each probiotic strain has its own specific purpose. There may be a little bit of overlap between probiotic strains, but there is no one strain that can do it all. And that's why when you take a probiotic formula, it is good to get a variety. But as I said, we have trillions of microflora in our gut that we just cannot get from a probiotic supplement alone. But sometimes we need to replenish some of those strains. So for a strain to be successful, it is important that it must fulfill certain requirements. It must be able to resist stomach acid and bile salts. Of course, it must be able to be viable when the consumer takes it, and it must be safe. It is tested for potency and void of contaminants. We conduct identity testing of our strains. We have what's called a ribo printer. We have a microbiology lab that conducts the genome testing. So if we're looking for a particular strain, LA14, we want to make sure that it is that strain of Acidophilus and nothing else. We don't just take anybody's word for it. We have our microbiologists that are actually testing because these strains that we're using are hardy strains. They are clinically validated for withstanding the stomach acid as well as the bile salts, as well as there may have been a specific health study done conducted on that particular strain. So we want to make sure that we are getting what we're expecting, and you as a consumer are expecting as well. So this is actually really very interesting. I find this very cool to have a microbiology lab that we're able to test our material. Most laboratories in the natural food industry do not have that. I wanted to point out on the label you'll see the different 10 strains in here, and behind each strain you'll see in parentheses like the Lactobacillus acidophilus, you see the LA14. That is the registered identification for that particular strain that, again, may have been conducted in a specific health study or supporting a specific benefit, or has the hardiness to be stable in the stomach acids as well as the bile salts. The LA14, the Lactobacillus acidophilus in particular, that has greater than 90% survival through the stomach acids and bile salts. And this was conducted in a study here. And then the Bifido bacterium lactis, this particular one had been shown to actually flourish within, raising the intestinal levels of bifidobacterium, so they're able to withstand through the stomach acids as well, greater than 90%, and the bile salts. Okay, so the recap here. These are freeze-dried strains, just so you're aware. We suggest taking 3 capsules once or twice daily. Please note we do include keep out of reach of children on this label, and this is actually due to the capsule itself being a possible choke hazard. Obviously, we sell the Bifido Boost as a powder. Children can take that, ages 4 years and up, as well as we have our Berry Docilus chewable probiotic 10 formula specific for children. It's the choke hazard with the capsule, so need to be cautious with that. This is not manufactured with wheat, gluten, soy, milk, egg, fish, shellfish, peanuts, or tree nuts. So if you wanted an all-in-one, that's a nice formula. All right, so moving on to our organic monk fruit. We have the non-GMO project verification. We have our certified organic seal right there on the label. So we're just going to kind of get into the monk fruit in general. It is an herbaceous perennial vine. It's native to southern China and northern Thailand. The plant is cultivated for its fruit, whose extract is nearly 300 times sweeter than regular sucrose table sugar, with no caloric value. This is also known as Lohan. Some of you may know that name. This is a water extraction of the whole fruit, which includes the rind, the pulp, and the seeds. The fruit is gathered in the fall harvest. The fruit's washed and boiled in water to remove the fats. Then they're crushed. They're crushed whole. It goes through a water extraction, just a centrifuge and filtration. That's the processing of it. So very clean. No chemicals or solvents or anything like that added to it or needed for the extraction method. There's no synthetic additives, there's no preservatives, there's no sulfites, no salt, sugar, nothing is added to it as a whole. We do include in the liquid 11% organic cane alcohol. This is a natural preservative for the formula. Certainly we don't want anything to go bad because it is a fruit extract. Shake well before using. Our suggestion is to add 5 to 8 drops to whatever you want sweetened. However, I suggest to start with maybe like 2 drops and add one at a time more until you reach your desired sweetness. I used 8 drops in my coffee and it was just too much. At any rate, just kind of start off slow and move your way up. If you use 8 drops as your serving size, you'll get approximately 268 servings out of the bottle. Wow. You may combine this with other natural sweeteners if you like. You know, you might like the taste profile of xylitol or erythritol or stevia or even sugar if you wanted to. No problem with adding it. Obviously, if you're adding a little bit of table sugar, you're going to add to the calories, but you may not need as much as you normally would. Just to recap, this is certified organic, non-GMO project verified. It is kosher. This is gluten-free. It is vegan. It is paleo-friendly. It is not manufactured with wheat, gluten, soy, milk, egg, fish, shellfish, peanuts, or tree nuts. Let's go on to our Slender sticks. We have Slender sticks, I'm sure most of you are aware of, in different flavors. The coconut water is our newest flavor to the line. This is a powder mix of electrolytes and nutrients you simply just add to water. This includes freeze-dried coconut water. It tastes great, and it's nice, easy, convenient way to quench your thirst while getting your electrolytes. Those electrolytes we need, especially in the, in the summertime. Now that the weather's getting warmer, if you're, sports, sweating a lot or what have you, we need those electrolytes. We need to replenish them. This is naturally sweetened with organic stevia and monk fruit. There are 3 grams of carbohydrates per packet coming from the coconut water itself. So the carbohydrates, no added sugars, it's coming from the coconut water itself. No artificial sweeteners, preservatives, or dyes. Non-GMO, made without gluten, dairy, egg, fish, shellfish, peanuts, tree nuts, with the exception of coconut, of course. This is caffeine-free, vegetarian, vegan friendly. You get 12 Slender pixie sticks per the box. They're easy to travel with. You just drop a little pixie stick packet in your purse or gym bag. You could throw it in your pocket if you want. Have it ready after your workout or during your strenuous workout to replace those electrolytes. For best results, we suggest to take a couple sips out of a bottle of water if you buy just a bottle of water, or you can just take, if you carry your own bottle of water, that's even great because you just are reusing that. Add the packet to the water. That's for approximately, we see on the label, about 16.9 ounces of water. I like mine a little bit more flavorful, so I added it to 8 ounces of water. That's just me. See how you like it. Um, Shake it up and enjoy it. It's good stuff. It has a really nice flavor to it. So, all right, move on to our Bug Ban Essential Oil. This is different from our Bug Ban spray. This is actually an essential oil. It is highly concentrated. It's a combination of just over 33% citronella oil, just over 33% lemongrass oil, over 16% rosemary oil, and another 16% thyme oil. It is strong. These are pure oils blended together. They are steam distilled. There's no carrier oil in here, so you do not want to apply this to the skin. This is designed to be used in our diffusers outside, and just naturally repelling some of those little pests that we have, especially in the summertime. Let's see. There are no chemicals or solvents used in the processing. We don't recommend applying to the skin due to the concentration, but also the particular oils themselves. You don't want them on the skin. It could be very irritating. Um, so, and then these are non-GMO project verified as well. Actually, all of our essential oils are non-GMO project verified, so just so you're aware. Okay, moving on to our organic grapeseed oil. This is certified organic, non-GMO project verified. You'll see the logo on the label. This is expeller press. No solvents are used. This is 100% pure grapeseed oil. There's no solvents, nothing added. This is natural. The natural fatty acid composition of the grapeseed oil makes this. It's kind of it's a lightweight in texture. So some oils have a heavier feel, like jojoba oil is a little bit heavier feel to it. This is very light in texture, which makes it great for most skin types. It won't clog pores. A little goes a long way. Keep in mind, though, too, you don't need to slather a huge amount on, but it can be used for all skin types. This is fragrance free, which makes it a great carrier oil to be mixed with an essential oil. You can use it as it is. I know we have a lot of customers that are very sensitive to fragrances, so it's nice that there is really no scent to it at all. But if you wanted to add it to an essential oil, it doesn't have a fragrance that would cover up the fragrance of your essential oil. So it makes it a really nice carrier oil for that. Use it as a moisturizing oil. You can add a drop or two to your favorite body or facial lotion. You can add it to your hair conditioner. Warm it up in a bowl of warm water and use it as like a hot oil treatment for your hair. Do wash it out unless you want your hair to be a little greasy, and sometimes we need that extra moisture, but that's very individual. Or you can just use it straight up, of course. It has a yellowish to greenish appearance. That is normal. There's nothing wrong with it. That is the normal appearance of it. So when you look through it, through the bottle, you'll see it looks to me a little bit more on the greenish side, but it can kind of vary between yellowish to greenish. You may notice a little bit of cloudiness in the bottle, especially if you live in colder temperatures. If it's shipping in cold weather, or as the bottle gets half full, if your room temperature is a little bit cooler, the cloudiness is just the oil, the fatty acids themselves kind of solidifying. And that's normal, no problem with it. I like to store my oils in the refrigerator, and of course they're going to solidify, get cloudy. It's not bad at all. Just wanted to kind of explain that because we do get questions about that. You do want to store this in a cool, dry location. I don't recommend storing in your bathroom. Your bathroom tends to be more humid in there, as well as it tends to be warmer. So if you're not going to store it in the refrigerator like I do, just store it in your pantry or your dresser or what have you. That it's going to be in a cool, dry location. The bottle is BPA free. It is UV protected, and it is recyclable. Okay, we get those questions a lot. We also get questions regarding consuming our personal care oils. While this is pure organic grapeseed oil, FDA regulations do not allow manufacturers to label skincare products as food. So like I said, while it's pure, we cannot give directions or approval, as far as consuming our personal care items um, due to FDA regulations. Of course, essential oils, don't want to consume those at all, but I'm just talking about the grapeseed oil in general. Okay, so let's move on to our organic castor seed oil. This is certified organic, non-GMO project verified, expeller pressed, no solvents used. This is 100% pure, nothing added. This is colorless to kind of a pale yellow. It's a bit heavier in texture compared to grapeseed oil. Castor oil has a long history of use. It's been used to help moisturize and soften healthy skin and hair, especially in those extra dry areas. So on the feet is really nice. It's been used in soaps and lubricants, moisturizers, perfumes, food additives and flavoring. India and Pakistan and Nepal, food grains are actually preserved by the application of castor oil. So it has a long history of different uses. The FDA has categorized castor oil as generally recognized as safe and effective for over-the-counter use as a laxative. However, FDA regulations do not allow manufacturers to label skincare products as consumable, as I just mentioned with the grapeseed oil. We do offer a castor oil supplement that is labeled for internal use. It comes in a soft gel per FDA regulations because it has a supplement fact panel. We can give directions for internal use on that one. So if you need it for laxative purposes, helping to move the bowels, then I would go with that soft gel. We sometimes get questions regarding the ricin, which is a toxic substance found in whole castor seeds. Ricin is not carried into the oil, but it remains in the byproduct or the meal after extraction. So the oil itself is ricin free. That's a very common question that we get, so I just wanted to point that out. You do want to store this in a cool, dry location. Again, I wouldn't store it in the bathroom. This comes in a BPA-free, UV-protected, recyclable bottle. Because we get this question often about animal testing, we never conduct nor solicit or require animal testing on our products. We rely only on human studies and historical use for our products. So I just wanted to mention that as far as animal testing, we do not test our products on animals. We only test our products on employee humans. um, so you can feel comfortable, no animal testing on our products. And that is it. So I just wanted to thank you. This is our number to call if you have any questions. If your consumer has any questions, you can call our 888-669-3663 number. That's our product info line. And that's a group picture of our nutritionist here to answer your questions. So thank you.